Module 1, Section 7, Objective 4. And it says identify and apply division rules that are based on the multiplicative identity. So you recall that the multiplicative identity states that any number multiplied by 1 is equal to itself. This is shown in the multiplication equations below. Write the inverse division equations that are associated with each given multiplication equation. Okay, so basically you want to check what you see here. Okay, so to check it, what you're going to do is the inverse operation, and the inverse operation of multiply is divide. So first of all, we can go just backwards. So we're going to write 4 first, and then we're going to divide by 1, and that should equal what we started with, 4. Okay, that's one way of rewriting it. Another way is to start with the answer, the 4. We're checking the answer, so it needs to be what we started with. We're going to divide by 4 and see if we get 1. And we do. Okay, now the reason we can do either one of those, let me write the other one down here so you can see the arrows that way. Okay, so that one went 4 divided by 1 equals 4. But that is because 4 times 1 is commutative. You could do 4 times 1, or you could do 1 times 4. So because these two can switch, you have to take this and divide it by either one, because either one of these could be in either place, right? Okay, so first of all, we're just going to go straight backwards. So 70 divided by 1 equals 70. And now we're going to do divided by the beginning number is equal to 1. And the last one, we're going to start with the answer, and we're going to check it by dividing. We're going to divide by the number we multiplied by and see if we get what we started with. And we're going to start with our answer and divide it by what we started with and see if we get what we divided by. Kind of confusing, right? But just remember, because it's multiply is commutative, you could check it both ways. So this is writing, this one and the next page are writing out those two, the pink and the green equations that we just did. Okay, so the quotient of any number a and 1 is the number. That's kind of confusing, but any number divided by 1 gives you the number you started with, right? And that will happen every single time. Okay, so no matter what we start with, if you divide it by 1, you get that same number. Okay, so in A, 64 divided by 1 didn't change it. It's just 64. It's basically, if you have 64 people and you want to put them in one group, how many groups are you going to have? Or how many people are you going to have? 64. If you have 64 people and you want to split them into groups of 1, how many groups will you have? 64. Okay, now B, what do you divide by 1 to get 26? It'll be 26. On the other side, 40 divided by what gives you 41? And some number divided by 1 gives you 35. What is that number? 35. And 87 divided by 1 is just 87. And now here, if you take a number and divide it by itself, any number divided by itself, so A and A, okay, any number divided by itself is 1. Okay, so any number you want, let's say 7 divided by 7 equals 1. Any number divided by any number. So they say 32 divided by 32 is 1. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Over on the other side, 57 divided by 57 is 1, 28 divided by 28 is 1, and 15 divided by 15 is 1. Okay? Might seem kind of silly, but you're going to use it later, okay?